Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in for my first episode. Before I go into reviewing the specific thing I would like to review, I would like to say the reason I didn't update last week on Friday, so I waited for Tuesday, is I did get a camera body because my stepmom is a photographer, so she had an extra camera that she was willing to let me use, and it is a Nikon D3300. I'm very happy I like the camera. So what I had to do is I had to buy the lens, the batteries, and the stand. So I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. It wasn't. I think the most expensive part was the camera. No, I didn't have to buy the camera, sorry. The lens, obviously, because there's a million things you can do with the lens. So everything pretty much came in Friday, so I kind of made the executive decision to wait to make sure that I could do it on my camera instead of having to keep doing it on my phone. Or my laptop, depending on exactly what I was doing. And Thursday, that if anybody reads my blog, which I will put in the description below, Thursday wasn't easy. I had court with my best friend. We dated the same person and we had shared trauma, so she was going to court for a custody battle. And that was, I was there to support her, and when it reaches that point, I'll be testifying. Nobody wants to really hear about exactly what's going on there. So that is the executive decision I decided to make, was to wait till Tuesday to have a decent video when I'm not tired and upset, but also you guys could get a decent video on my camera and not my phone or computer, because I love them both, but they don't usually come out with the best quality. But if that's all you have, absolutely use it. So I wanted to show everybody kind of what I got, and then we'll go into reviewing the app, which it is not, this video is not sponsored at all, but I wanted to start with something that I knew, and we could go from there. Okay, so with the tripod I got, like I said, my mom is a photographer, so I asked her for help with everything because I wasn't quite positive on exactly what to buy. So it's a tripod. It's a very handy one because anybody who's used a Nikon, if it's a bigger camera, it's very heavy, so you have to find a sturdy tripod. So I got this one from Manfrotto, and I got it from B&H, which is a camera store out of New York. They're very good. My stepmom loves going there, obviously, she's a photographer. And then she also gave me this lens. And that is for mainly pictures, because I don't want to just do videos, I do want to take pictures when I'm out with it. So then, that was the lens. She gave that to me, so I didn't have to buy that. I did get a charger with 2 batteries, so that means I had 3 batteries altogether for the camera. Then I also got, this is the thing that goes around the lens, so I don't have to put a lamp behind it. Makes it easier because my room is set up a little backwards. I'd have to, if I didn't have this, or the lamp honestly, I'd have to figure out how to get the tripod on my bed and make it over there. And honestly, on that side of my room, not too clean. So obviously that leaves the memory card. Until I can get a memory card, she did let me use one of her smaller ones, which is still a 16 gigabyte mega card, but that's what I'm going to be using until I want to have extras just in case anything happens, because the worst things can happen, honestly, let's be real here. And yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to show you guys what I got and the reason that I actually waited. Okay, so what I'm going to be reviewing is an app called LoveStruck. Now, kind of what I use this is it's kind of like a platform, and they have a bunch of different games on it. And so that's kind of what I'm going to be showing you guys, because honestly it's one of my favorite games. I don't play a lot of games on my phone. I've tried, I'll play for maybe like a couple weeks, and then I'll be like, okay, well, this is boring, this is the same thing as everything. So this is, it'll be on the thing, LoveStruck. Okay, so this is the basic platform. My favorites are actually the 4 games I'm playing right now. The newest releases are obviously the releases that have had the most chapters recently released. And then featured love interest, and that's just by, it goes by what you've played or what you've chosen when you first start, which I'll explain in 1 second. LGBTQ romances. They have women, as me playing a woman. They also have non-binary. They have, I don't know the correct one, but the them, they. They have those as well. And then they have all the series, which is what I'm going to show you. So what exactly happens is the first question, hey, what's your name? Do you want real or fantasy? So I chose real, and I'm like, okay, it kind of proofs went out for you. Now I gotta find which one it was. Okay, so the first one that came up for me was called Gangsters in Love. And like it says hot gangsters, a giant mansion, car chases, and shootouts. Obviously, you know, a gang, that's what happens. The extraordinary became your everyday life when LA's most stylish gang kidnaps you. They say they want you for the information you hold, but is that all the reason they want you? Haha. No. Okay, so what happens, obviously each story is different, and I'm not going to go into each story because then this video would be like 6 years long, because I've played a decent amount of them so far, obviously. I've had it for a while. So the first one I got was Chance. Obviously there's 8 seasons on this specific one. So the first one is kind of like the introduction, you guys, you know, fall in love, the basic. So this one says, the leader of the gang is as cold as they come, but he's the only ticket to find out what happened to your parents. Will you be able to melt his frosty facade and discover his true feelings? So, like all of them, no matter what choices you choose, you guys do end up falling in love in every series. So, that one is about, you know, they have the different gang people, which is Chance, which is the boss. I call him Yo-Yo. That's what they call him in the series because I can't honestly pronounce the true Japanese name. He's, I can't pronounce that other word either. It's a Japanese word. And then there's Aurora, which is the hustler. And the three different, he's the boss, Chance is the boss, Yo-Yo's the second one in command, and then there's Aurora, which, like it says, is the hustler. They all three of them grew up together and were in Chance's father's gang, and so they decided to make their own. And then there is Ash Winters, which is the hitman, who's an ex-cop. And if you go into that story, it'll tell you why he's an ex-cop. And then there's Irving Monroe, which is the justice. He's a lawyer, the gang's lawyer. And then there's Mateo. I cannot pronounce that last name, honestly, and I'm not going to try to butcher last names. And he's the agent, which he's the FBI agent that helps them, you know, get out of FBI jams, you know, etc., that type of stuff. Okay. And then I haven't played Villainous Nights because that's a series that just came out not too long ago, and I have an order of exactly what games I haven't played, so Havenfall for Lovers I haven't played either yet. As you see up there, I am playing Love and Legends, which is one of the fantasy ones. So what happens is you live in Chicago, you get hit by lightning, and you get transported back into, it doesn't tell you what year, but obviously it's a long time ago. So you meet everybody at first besides Helena and Alan, and that's just because that's how the prologue starts. And, okay, so August is the night. Ceres is how I pronounce it, I'm not quite sure, is a demon witch. Like it goes into it, you find out that the Witch Queen, the main lady that you're fighting, who just happens that you look exactly like her. She wiped out his whole race and he's the only one left. Then there's Althea. Again, not quite sure if I know how to pronounce that right. She's the wizard. And then there's Raina, which is the lord of the domain of exactly where you are living. And then there's, I say Azul. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, which is an elf. His mom is the elf queen who runs over their domain. It shows you that each type of person, for lack of better terms, has a domain. The demons had a domain. The humans, which is Lord Rainer, has a domain. The elves have a domain. I can't remember the other one, I'm sorry. And then there's the two Witch Queen generals, which you do convince after the first chapter to run away, obviously, because you're not the Witch Queen, and that's which is Helena, she's sorceress, and Alan, who is the Knight General, which is the main person that's known her since she was a child, you know, stood by her, but was still very confused in why she changed that way. Okay, so obviously you have a bunch of different people, girl, boys, non-binary, they, them, you can choose. And each story is different, and on each story in the story, oops, sorry, that's my mom. I don't know what you said. I'm a little blind right now. Sorry. And so you have a million different choices. You don't have to play every game. I'm choosing to because it keeps me busy for a long period of time instead of having to download a game, get rid of it, download it. So this is the only game I currently have on my phone because obviously I've had a lot. But I'm going to show all the games I've played. I've played Gangsters for Love. Obviously I played Love and Legends. I'm currently still reading Starship Promise. I don't know why it keeps doing that. And then Astria Fate's Kiss is about Greek gods and the monsters. They finished that, so I finished all of those. That was a really good one, honestly. And then To Love and Protect, they just kind of left that off in the middle of nowhere. I think that's because they were, my guess is when you don't get as much response, they just kind of stopped doing it. That was okay. I mean, it definitely wasn't my favorite one, but it's about you find out you're the secret daughter of the president, Secret Service, you know, that type of stuff. And then I'm currently reading Castaway as well. That's when you get stuck on an island, and each person ends up being different problems, different, you know, you end up getting engaged at the end, obviously, let's be real here. But Castaway is when you get stuck on an island. I haven't read Speakeasy yet, and Halloween 2017, I'm thinking I'm going to read that, but I'm not quite sure if that's like a separate story, if it's like a story, and so I don't really know exactly what that is. So, overall, I definitely really, really like this app, and they update 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it's different stories. Like, obviously, they're not going to update the same one every other day. So, like, I'll pull it up real quick to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Like, okay, so Monday, they're going to update, which is today, but I'm going to make it, this video is probably going to go up on Tuesday. So, it shows you exactly when and which season, what episodes, you know, that type of stuff. And it updates. Unfortunately, it keeps like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It keeps, so on Wednesday, this is what I'm trying to say, it'll still have the Monday in there, and until Friday passes, they won't get rid of those 3, which is a little annoying, because I'm like, as soon as that day drops, I would like to know what's next, if it's like an ending like 10 to 12, because most of them, besides a couple of them, which you, like, I'll show you example, most of them only go to 12 episodes. Like, this is the one I'm on, which is funny, because my name's Logan, so it's funny to watch it, but see, this one has 19. But now most of the time it's only 12, so you see 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, 10 to 12. So you're like, okay, what's next if that one's over? So exactly, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this now, if it would cooperate with me. Stupid computer. Put it down. Nope. Okay. Sorry, hold on, guys. Thank you. Okay, so definitely overall that app is probably one of my favorite games, or platforms for all the different games, and that's just because, like I said, it's not one game, it's a platform for a bunch of different games that you can play. You don't have to play every character, you don't have to play every game, obviously, to go through. I just do because that's what I choose. So, reviewing the app, it's definitely, like I said, one of my favorites, and I would recommend it to anybody who likes the type of stuff that's in there, because obviously they have real, they have fantasy. Obviously, your parents aren't, you know, gang leaders or trying to steal from them, but it's real, and then there's obviously fantasy when you're completely going back to Chicago. Or going back to, you come from Chicago and you go to East nowhere. So, that's exactly how I like it. So, I would definitely recommend it to anybody who wants to play it. Okay, so that's going to be, I'm going to be done reviewing that, but I did want to explain that Tuesdays are going to be me reviewing really anything not so serious, you know, games, foods, like I've said, but then Friday is going to be the day where I'm going to, like, review the news, so that's going to be more serious, no. I'm sorry, let me just choke on air real quick. So, that's my plan. I'm going to try to set this up. I'm going to try to edit this and get this out on Tuesday. You know, I do work second shift, so it's a little difficult, but, you know, I'll figure it out. Okay, so I do appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys on Friday. Ugh.